MTV's Unplugged was popular between 89 and 99 with tons of bands playing in acoustic type environments or unplugged. The show introduced the acoustic bass to the world, well at least it did to me, but is it something that you should have in your collection or is it just an oddity? I'm Twisty, let's have a look. MTV Unplugged showcased a range of bands. We had Nirvana, we had Kiss, Aerosmith, Pearl Jam, and Queensryche, amongst many others, all leveraging acoustic instruments and soft drums to demonstrate that rock music and pop music can be played in a laid-back acoustic manner. Bands that I thought really showcased the acoustic bass in their set was Kiss, where Gene Simmons' song Going Blind really highlights his acoustic sound. And also Queensryche with Della Brown. It really pops there as well. Now the acoustic guitar is made up of a soundboard, the top part. The soundboard resonates with the plucking of a string and then amplifies that sound, much like a pickup does an electric guitar or electric bass. You then have the tone box, which then amplifies that sound. Now, depending on the size of the sound box, the bigger the sound, the bigger the tone, the louder the volume, and the thinner the tone box, the thinner the sound, the quieter the volume. Now this works really well on an acoustic guitar in a native setting where you've got no amplification because the resonance of the strings or the frequencies the strings are performing at perform at a range that's quite easy to pick up for your hearing and so therefore plays quite well out loud. The challenge with the acoustic bass, however, has the same construction, a soundboard on the top to resonate with the strings, and then a body to make it volume. Unfortunately, the frequency of the bass strings don't travel that well through the air and therefore aren't loud when played unaccompanied. So I've got a microphone in the room and I've got my mic on the thing. This is how it will sound in the room. Nice tone, the body's giving that warmth, but not very loud. Now recording an acoustic guitar or acoustic bass can be done by placing the microphone in front of the sound hole or through the piezo pickups that are generally provided on them. So the pickups in the bridge, usually accompanied by a EQ or preamp on board. If you're like me and you decided that hanging around with your mates at the beach or over a campfire or just in the rehearsal room, you just wanted something acoustically to play, then when you're playing by yourself, it's okay. But as soon as another guitar comes in or some vocals comes over the top, you get drowned out very quickly. So not necessarily good for that. But if you plug it in, different story. Now in 2025, Reckless Empire was gearing up for an acoustic set or an unplugged set at a concert we were doing. I had two options. One, play my normal bass, but use flat wounds or some nylon strings and play quietly in a very flat amp, or get an acoustic bass. So I did some research. I got an acoustic bass. This one's the Warwick Alien bass. It's a jumbo bass. It's got a very big body. The top or the soundboard is a laminated spruce top, and the tone box or the body and back is Bubinga timber. So really warm. It's got a rosewood fretboard which gives a bit of a brighter tone, and it's got a mahogany neck. The neck's mahogany. It has a Fishman pickup in the bridge, piezo pickup, and it has a Fishman preamp and EQ in the body. It takes a 9-volt battery. It has bass, treble, and brightness. So brightness is a bit of top. And it has a contour, which is basically your mids, which is tunable bit or frequency selectable from, let me just read that, 250 hertz up to 3 kilohertz. So I can choose the frequency that I want to boost or cut around the mid-range, and a volume control. There's 24 jumbo frets with a really deep cutaway, so you can get right up to the top of the fret. Not necessarily very playable up there with the cutaway, but still reachable. It comes with a strap button on the bottom, which is effectively where you plug your cable in, but there's not one on the top. So if you really want to try and stand and play with this, you're going to need to attach a strap button of some sort somehow. I really don't recommend it. Playing acoustic, you're better off sitting down. You're probably in that lounge environment, cozy, and you want to be in that sort of stool seated environment. Probably with one with a less squeak than my one. Now the challenge with using an acoustic bass, especially one this size, is there's no cutaway here. So it's actually quite a challenge, not a challenge, but it's cuts into your arm and digs in a bit while you're playing. Now, you get used to it, but after playing with a P-bass style with a cutaway and comfort settings and stuff, it's a little bit harder. The other thing I do like about this Alien bass compared to others is being a finger player, it's got this finger rest here at the top. Now the strings I'm using are Fender acoustic bass strings. They are actually the Fender 8060 regular long scale. They range from a 45 to a low 100. And they're quite comfortable to play. They remind me of the Roto Sound round wounds I use on my P basses, so it's comfortable for me to play. Playing with fingers is, okay. But if you want to get some more brightness out of it and some more volume specifically, you need to use a pick. So for those of you who don't like using a pick, that's okay, but you'll see that there's a difference when you start using the pick to how it works. Brightest tone and a bit more volume. Now I'm going to continue to play with the pick, but I'm going to use a mic from in the room. So this is the mic in the room sound. Now we'll try it with the bridge pickup or the piezo pickup. Hope you like a bit of Queensryche. That's pretty well with a flat EQ. I can play around with that, make it a bit bassier, put some more brightness on it, etc. But I quite like that flat tone to it. Well, there you go. So playing acoustic in an unplugged scenario, can't beat it. It sounds great, tonally good, fits well with an acoustic guitar background and some balsa sticks on the drums quietly, etc. But is this something you should keep in your collection and rush out and buy today? Well, it's up to you. If you play lots of those acoustic gigs or you play in a club environment where you've got that sort of lounge bar, then yes, this would make a great collection, a great add to your collection. But like me, if you play mostly rock stuff, then it's probably not going to get played that much. So you might want to second guess it unless you're just wanting to collect it. I mean, Steve Harris uses it in his live Iron Maiden rigs. He plays at least 3 songs live, has an acoustic bass component to it. So it does work. It's just not going to be for every song and not going to be for every set. So probably save your money and pick up something slightly different. An alternative to an acoustic bass, which may be more reusable for you, is something like the Ibanez AGB 200 or the Yamaha BEX semi-acoustic basses. So something like this, this is the Yamaha BX, this is the Billy Sheehan modified version, which is active and passive. But this is an alternative, which is a little bit more electric bass style with a sort of a almost acoustic tone. If you want me to do a review on this bass, please let me know in the comments and I'll do that for you. Otherwise, enjoy your acoustic bass and check this out.